There are sometimes in life that you have to go back to the beginning. As a curator, as someone who's been in business for 18 years, I often have to return to the beginning. Why I did it. So, number one is why. Why are you doing what you do? That's one of the key things for keeping going, keep enduring. Um, Even getting up when I worked a job and did my business in the evenings, I return to my why like every single day. Now, why am I going to this job? Why am I working on this business in the evening when maybe somebody didn't sign up? It didn't happen like I wanted to, but I return to my why every time. I'm working on a goal. I'm chopping, I tell my husband I'm chopping this tree down one swing at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And so I have to return to my why. I have to go back to the beginning as to what's the reason. And when you can't come up with the why and you're doing something, then you have more problems than moving with the why. Because there are some things that you do that are just habit, that are tradition, that your mother did it, your auntie did it, big mama did it, daddy did it, but is it for you to be doing? It may even be a great thing. It may be good. It may be working out, but go back to the beginning. Go back to the start. Go back to your why. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to be involved in that? And sometimes it's just bills. I got to pay bills. I'm going to this job to pay bills, but what was your first dream? What was your first goal? What was that big thing that you thought would never happen, but life happened and you had to take something rather than going for it. And now that thing, that dream is kind of on the side and it lost its luster because that mortgage had to be paid, that car note. Oh, wait a minute, the babies need food and they got to have new clothes and their feet just keep growing and I need new shoes. And every month, the light bill, every month, the phone bill, every month. So your why of the what you're where you're working, the career you landed into may have changed from your ultimate dream. But there are sometimes in your quiet time, yep, after the bills are paid, after you are disappointed, after you are um, disgusted, and after you are frustrated, and you do have a Saturday morning with a cup of coffee by yourself, sit down, get a notebook. Oh, oh, I've done it on the back of a bill. Turn it over with the envelope and write down your why. Because 15 minutes a day, you can work on it. 15 minutes a day, you can do some research on it. 15 minutes a day, you can stop scrolling, unless that scrolling is business scrolling. Because I tell you, I'm business scrolling. When I'm scrolling, when I'm on social media, it has a point, it has a purpose. Sometimes it's just entertainment, but oftentimes I'm learning. Oftentimes I'm stopping, I'm listening, I'm taking notes, I'm applying. But what's your why? What is your reason? What gets you out of bed? What's moving you to the next? What's making you go back to school? What's making you sign up for that webinar? What's making you take that online course? What's making you find a babysitter, pay for a babysitter, and actually going to in-person college to finish that degree, to get that certification, to learn something new, to network with other women or people, period, who are doing what you do. So I really encourage you, return to your why and keep that why handy. I tell authors that all the time. I tell myself that. Why are we doing? Why did you write it? Why, and why? Why are you in the place that you're in right now? Why are you in the situation you're in right now? What did you do? And then get a strategy. Because if it's not good, there is a way out. As long as you're breathing, old folks say, as long as you're not 6 feet under and above ground, you can fix it. You can change it. You can do something different. you can move in a different direction, even if it looks like it's moving at a snail's pace. I promise you, if you keep going and you don't stop, you can get there. So sometimes you have to go back to the beginning. Get your why. And then secondly, the who. Hopefully, some of the things you're doing benefit others. Even if it just benefits you first. It blessed you. It helped you. It was a strategy. It was a method. It was a way out. It was the way I was delivered. It was the way I was set free in a way. So the who was me. And then after that, the who is helping somebody else. Because if you can either come up with a business, write a book, and it blesses somebody else, somebody's willing to pay for it. If it will help somebody else and you have a track record of it, and they'll buy it, they'll share it, they'll tell others. You have a reputation that you didn't stop, you kept going, mistakes and all. Ooh, that didn't work out and all. Ooh, that's a better plan and all. If you start thinking about, what do you need? What can I help you do? Now, this is how it worked for me, but I can show you how it can work potentially for you. Are you willing to put in the work? Do you have a why? And I tell authors all the time, yeah, I can point you to the water. I can lead you to the water. I can tell you where the water is at. But if you don't want to drink, if you don't want to do it, I can't fix that. So first off, keep your why handy. Second off, your who. What does it make sense? It might be just something that is a why and a who of your children, your next generation, the future. One of the things that even in the literary space, even though I don't have any biological children of my own, looking at the reading scores. Now, I've looked at some statistics and reports come out lately that some grades, one grade, fourth grade, did make some steps, but it was like single digits. It wasn't even like big major gains. It was just, so we clap and celebrate anything that moves in an upwards sweep or scope. But we got a long way to go. And when we have less than 50% of all children, not specific culture, not specific race, who do not want to read in their free time, we got a long way to go. So therefore, I'm writing with the child, the reluctant reader in mind. For children's books, I'm creating images and illustrations with the reluctant reader. I want them to see themselves. I want, the classics, we all should be exposed to them. I think it's awesome. The historical significance and the time and the place is great. But after that, we got to write things that kids are interested in today. That's just from a children's book author. That's from even a fiction author for adults. That's for business nonfiction author for people who are in business now. This is from someone with 2 internet radio shows and 2 podcasts. What do people want to talk about now? What are they talking about? What's trending? What do we need more help on? Who's the expert I need to find to talk about and has service and can help the who? So back to the beginning. Always keep your why handy, the who, and what's the goal. Now, we understand that we want to be impactful, but we can't necessarily help everybody. Everybody's not my client. Everybody's not like my business friend's client. Everybody's not that. We have something that could help a lot of people, but everyone, no. I know that. I could if you were my client, if you were drawn to me, if you do want to work with me, if you do want to do business with me. But everybody, you can't work with everybody. There's 9 billion people on the planet. No. 9 billion people, they all may not know you exist, but the who that you do know, the who that says, yeah, I want to work with Julia Royston. Give it all you got. So what's the goal? Where are we trying to go? What are you trying to accomplish? I always know the difference between an author who has a vision for their book and one who does not. Now, they may not know all about the business of books, because I've met people who've had books but didn't know the business of books. So they didn't know what the ultimate goal is. They didn't know that there was a need because they weren't in the marketplace. That's part of my job, being in the marketplace. I might be, as they say, small potatoes compared to somebody else in Southern Indiana, but it's going to be hard to beat me with the business of books. And you making your decision as to whether you want to jump all in or at least know the assets, the liability, the good, the bad, the threat, the goal, the revenue potential, the success rate, the return on investment, all those things. But what's the goal? It's the middle of the year. It's June. Almost half over. 6 months. Almost done. Got 6 months to go. Sometimes you have to go back to January and either say, yeah, that made sense, or that don't make no sense at all compared to where you are 6 months later. Because you got to figure out, what am I going to work on? Whether it's your business, whether it's your career, whether it's your job, whether it's your family, whether it's your health, whether it's your money, what's the goal? And, I have goals in my business and goals in Brian and I's family for this year. And there's been a lot of opportunity that has come along. And I've seen things like, ooh, I'd love to do that. Ooh, I'd love to be there. Ooh, I love it. But I said, that don't go with the goal for this year. That doesn't go with the long-term outlook. That's not 2026's goal. That might be a 27 if the Lord hadn't returned, 28 goal if I'm still alive, beyond. But right now, that's not the goal right now. We got a goal. We got a goal right here that we're looking for. This is something we're working on. And so I have to I got to keep going with it. Your homework. I haven't even said who I am, but your homework is to sit down with a notepad. If you get an hour lunch, you can take 10 minutes of that and go outside or go to the sit on a bench, or even, listen, I've gone in a bathroom stall if I have to get away from people to get my thoughts together, get my brain right. I mean, whatever it takes. And sit down and answer these three questions. What's the goal? Who will benefit? Who? What's the why? I'm sorry, let me do it again. The who and what's the goal? Now, how we get from to the point A to the goal, that may be multiple steps, multiple people, multiple meetings and divine assignments along the way. But we can't get the divine assignments if we don't know where the goal is. So from Jeffersonville, I've said it many times, from Jeffersonville, Indiana to Chicago is 65 North. Now, there are other ways you can get there. You can go down, start going around 52 and end up in Lafayette and all that. But the straightest way is 65 North. The straightest way to Nashville is 65 South from here. But right now, part of 65 is blocked. So you're going to have to take a few detours. But you'll get there. If the goal is Chicago, go north. If the goal is Nashville, go south. If it's Mobile, go south. But you got to know where you're going. What's the direction? Even the why and the who may have to be secondary to what's the goal. Where are you going? When I first started at my elementary school, I was like, oh, no. This cannot be all there is. Oh, no. So I had to sit down and say, what is my goal? What is it? Where am I going? Oh, no. I've got to figure this out. That was 2006. I knew that wasn't it. 2007 is when the book was published. 2008, BK Royston Publishing was born, and the rest is history. So, all right. So you ready? You got a goal? Have you determined that you do want to write a book? Join me on June 18th. Write that book now. RoystonTrainingAcademy.com. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not. Everybody don't know. Oh, no. I have people all the time. I love to read, but oh, no. I have no desire to write. And that's fine. But there are some of you that do. There are some of you that have that goal. There are some of you who have a goal of starting a business. Some of you that have a goal of getting out of debt. Some of you are moving. Some of you are in school. Some of you need a training. Some of you need a certificate. Whatever that goal is, don't stop until you do it. If I can help, let's have a conversation. Talkwithroyston.com. All of my online stores, links, websites, e-commerce, JuliaAKRoyston.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. And for the Kingdom Ministries, building people to build the kingdom. You be blessed. Bye-bye.